जिसने भी खून किया है उनके कातिलों को ज़ाया न किया। तो ये एहतजाज जो आज हुआ है ये हर रोज़ हम करेंगे। हमें हमारे दोस्तों ने अगर ये ऐलान किया कि किसी एम्बेसी के सामने तादम मुल्क भूख हड़ताल पे बैठना पड़े तो जे सिंध के ये कारकुन आपके भाई आपके साथ होंगे। हम आपके साथ तादम मुल्क भूख हड़ताल पे भी बैठ जाएंगे कि जब तक इंसाफ नहीं होता तो ये हमारी एहतजाज जारी रहेगा। आपकी बड़ी मेहरबानी।
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Acha, now we will say do more. मैं बोलूँगी do more and you say investigation.
Okay.
When Corona police, do more and you say
Investigation! 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 Karima Baloch! Karima Baloch!
Now I would like to invite Rizwan Nadeem to share some words with us. Rizwan Nadeem, who is a human rights activist. Hassan bhai, Rizwan Nadeem. Rizwan Nadeem sahab, please come and share some words.
I'm really glad that it's such a cool weather. A lot of people have showed up. It proves that we are all concerned about what's going on in Pakistan, in the smaller provinces, as well as those people who had no choice but to run away from that country, and even they are settled in Canada, like Karima Baloch was there. Unfortunately, and whatever happened mysteriously, we want a thorough investigation. And many other exiled people in Europe as well as many other places in Canada, and we demand from the Canadian government to have a thorough investigation so that she can get justice. Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया. Canadian police.
Investigate.
Canadian police.
Investigate!
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 Justice for
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
Justice for
Karima Baloch!
We want
Justice!
Justice! Justice for
Karima Baloch!
Now I would like to invite Aslam Kakar from Pashtun Tahfiz movement, and also he comes from Balochistan as well. So Aslam Kakar, please.
Good evening. My name is Aslam Kakar and I'm from Quetta, Balochistan, part of the Pashtun Tahfiz movement. And I would like to echo the message of Gulalai and other friends that we are here to request the Canadian government to investigate the reason behind the mysterious killing or death of Karima Baloch. And we saw this year in May in Sweden that Sajid Baloch, he went missing and he was found dead a week later or a couple of weeks later, and that is the case in Karima Baloch's mysterious death. And if you look at the pattern of the deaths, the the alleged killers have left no trail behind, and it is, if anything, not a coincidence. It's not natural death, and that is why we are here to demand that there should be a thorough investigation into the reason behind her death. And the other thing that I would like to say is that we are all exiled activists, and we are fearing that there is a motive behind these deaths, and there are strong hands behind these deaths. And as what's Karina's name? Hassan Mustafa Saab wrote an article, I think last year, after Sajid's killing, that Pakistan has invested in this, and it is no surprise that these deaths are happening. And so we are requesting the Western governments that they should provide security to exiled activists. Like, what is the point of asylum programs if activists and the intellectuals, they come from countries where they are targeted, and then
this is
they take
almost out of
refuge
charge.
in these countries, and they are targeted.
10%. It
So
is,
that
but
is
still.
our request.
As long it
That
is
our,
charging, it will be.
demand. And, I think these deaths, as most Baloch and
No, I'm fine. Actually, I'm
Sindhi
fine.
rights activists, they have said deaths cannot silence our commitment.
No,
And,
that's fine.
we will
Samba,
continue
what
to do
is that
whatever
called?
we can from here. And
Facebook
a lot of
page,
times
yeah.
when I come to gatherings like these, I always think, what is the point? What can we do? And today I was reading, and I came across a very powerful quote by the American cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead. She says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." So let's continue our struggle, and let's keep kicking, and even if there is violence and oppression. Thank you for coming in this court. Thank you very much.
We want justice. We want justice.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
Canadian police.
Investigate.
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 We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
Justice for
Karima Baloch.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite Sahib Baloch. He's from Balochistan. He's a Baloch. So please come and share some words with us.
सलाम छाजो सलाम छाजो जी सुन चो या जी बोले तो सुन
करीमा बलोच की शहादत के हवाले से जो आज यहाँ
वो पत्ते तो अंदर कर हता हेरी थे मैं तो सदा थती है
करीमा बलोच एक ऐसी बहादुर खातून जिसने अपने चचा, अपने भाई, अपने अभी रिश्तेदार और अपने दोस्तों अजीजों की मशक़शुदा लाशें वसूल की हो, वो बुज़दिल नहीं हो सकता। एक बलोच बात बुज़दिल नहीं हो सकती। जहाँ तक हमारे एक साथी ने भी ये बात की कि जिसने भी उन्हें कत्ल किया है उनके किरदार तक पहुँचाया जाए। ये वो लोग हैं
आप दोनों किसके साथ वो अच्छा फरहान
सबको मालूम है कि ये जो नामालूम है ये सबको मालूम है कि उनके कातिल कौन है और इस मुल्क में उन्होंने सियासी बना ली। हम कैनेडियन सदर से और तमाम वहाँ के इदारों से ये दरख्वास्त करते हैं कि इस थाने के हवाले से जो जुल्म और ज्यादती हुई है करीमा बलोच के साथ, उस हवाले से इन्वेस्टिगेशन की जाए, क्योंकि उनको टेक्स्ट मैसेजेस के हवाले से उनको थ्रेट्स वहाँ पे भी मिल रही थी और जिसका उन्होंने उनको बता दिया था कैनेडियन अवाम को कि हमारी जान को खतरा है, लिहाजा अगर ये जगह महफूज नहीं है तो फिर मजलूम कहाँ जाएंगे। और हम कैनेडियन हुकूमत से ये दरख्वास्त करेंगे कि इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके जो भी एजेंसी मालूम की इस कतल में मुलविस है उनको बैनुल-अक़वामी तौर पर सामने लाया जाए, उनका चेहरा दिखाया जाए जो एक लड़की और मासूम बच्ची को कत्ल करती है। आखिर में मैं आप तमाम साथियों का दोबारा तहे दिल से मशकूर हूँ और बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू।
Justice for
Karima Baloch.
Justice for
Karima Baloch.
We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
Canadian police.
Investigate.
Canadian police.
Investigate.
Canadian police.
Investigate.
आप लोग को पता है मेरी आवाज़ बहुत साथ नहीं दे रही। Now I would like we have representatives of Christian community with us as well, because they're also one of the persecuted community and they know what it is to be persecuted, what it is to being live in exile because of your identity. So first I would like to invite Caroline, I would like Noreen to come and please.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to say. When I heard that this lady has been killed, with the depth of my heart, I really felt so sad about it, because actually she was the main daughter of our home, Pakistan. Baloch are not separate from Pakistan, they are the part of Pakistan. चाहे आप बलोच, पंजाबी, सिंधी, पश्तून, किसी का भी नाम लें, वो सब पाकिस्तानी हैं। और इस तरह की बहादुर बेटियां बड़ी मुश्किल से पैदा होती हैं, और ये हमारे लिए बाइस फखर खातून थी जिनको कत्ल कर दिया गया। पाकिस्तानी खातून होना और बहादुर होना और रिप्रेजेंट करना और प्रॉब्लम्स को शेयर करना, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर होना, ये एक बड़ी फख्र की बात है। और अगर हमारी ख़वातीन इस तरह से बाहर सियासी बना लेती हैं और उनका कत्ल हो जाता है, ये उससे ज़्यादा अफसोसनाक बात है। तो मैं कैनेडियन पुलिस से आई रिक्वेस्ट द कैनेडियन पुलिस टू इन्वेस्टिगेट द जस्टिस सिस्टम टू लुक इनटू दिस मैटर, बिकॉज दिस इज़ समथिंग वेरी सीरियस। जब हम सियासी बना बाहर के मुल्कों में लेती हैं, पाकिस्तान से बाहर, तो हम इस बात को श्योर करते हैं कि हमें सियासी पनाह मिली है, अब हम महफूज हैं। लेकिन अगर इस तरह से होगा तो ये एक बहुत ही जुल्म की बात है, एक जुल्म की कहानी है। चाहे हम दुनिया के किसी भी हिस्से में हो, पाकिस्तान से बाहर हो, तो क्या हम समझते हैं कि वहाँ का सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम हमें प्रोवाइड करेगा सिक्योरिटी? और अगर इस तरह से होने लगे तो मैं समझती हूँ कि कोई किसी पर भरोसा नहीं करेगा। Nobody would trust। मैं पाकिस्तानी क्रिश्चियन कम्युनिटी की तरफ से कैरोलिन और कैनेडियन पुलिस से और आप सबकी तरफ से मैंने शुक्र गुजार हूँ कि हम सब यहाँ मांगने के लिए। और फिर मैं कैनेडियन पुलिस से आई रिक्वेस्ट कैनेडियन जस्टिस सिस्टम एक्चुअली टू लुक इनटू दिस मैटर एंड टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट एक्चुअली हैपेंड, हाउ एक्चुअली हैपेंड इट, एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट द जस्टिस। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much.
We want justice. We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
Justice for
Karima Baloch.
We want
Justice.
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 justice for
Karima Baloch.
यहाँ पर we have some activists from Pashtun Thapas movement as well, and they requested me to remind, while we all are here, to remind all of you that one of our comrades, one of our leader, Ali Wazir, is in prison. He's in prison in Karachi because he was speaking up for the right for Representative Nawaz trying
Christian community Pakistan, and we are representing here Pakistani Christian community here in New York and Pakistani Christian community in Pakistan. So this is very painful incident that she served 15 years. 15 years she raised a voice for Baloch community, and she was working for missing people. And now when her body found at the riverside, so Canadian government and police, they are saying that this is suicide. This is totally not, this is not acceptable. ये काबिल कबूल नहीं है, ये एक कत्ल है और हम यहाँ इसके कत्ल के इंसाफ के लिए इकट्ठे हुए हैं। हमारा मुतालबा है कैनेडियन गवर्नमेंट, टोरंटो पुलिस से कि करीना बलोच का जो कत्ल है उसके जो हमें सिर्फ उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं चाहिए, we want transparent investigation, we want justice for Karima Baloch, we want actions, and we are here, well, once again that we are here, we want justice, justice for Karima Baloch, justice for Karima Baloch. Thank you. We want justice. We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
Justice for
Karima Baloch.
We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
We want
Justice.
justice for
Karima Baloch.
हमारे साथ लियाकत अली है, मैं चाहूंगी कि लियाकत अली अच्छा ठीक है उनको वैसे एक्नॉलेज कर दो, लेकिन लियाकत अली जो कि खुद बलूचिस्तान से है, वो हज़ारा है, बलूचिस्तान से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं, he was keen organizing this protest. I would recognize him. Now I would like to invite Amna Butcher. She's a former member of Provincial Assembly. Punjab, Provincial Assembly Punjab. So I would like Amna Butcher. She's a doctor, practicing doctor here in New York. I would like Amna Butcher to come forward and speak with us.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम फ्रेंड्स, मैं पहले इंग्लिश में बोलूँगी फिर थोड़े उर्दू में बोलूँगी। We are here to demand justice for Karima Baloch. We call her in exile, but in essence, she was given refuge in Canada. We call her in exile, but she was given refuge in Canada. She was under protection by Canadian government, and that is our demand. Because what is really suspicious here is that another Baloch activist he mysteriously Sajid Baloch. Earlier this year, he mysteriously disappeared, and then later his dead body appeared in the river, and it was called suicide. Now, many months later, we have another woman, a Baloch activist, who was given asylum and refuge by Canadian government. And again, she mysteriously disappeared and her dead body appeared in the river. We are gathered here in front of Canadian consulate because now Karima Baloch, when she was given refuge by Canadian government, she is Canadian government's responsibility, and we demand justice for her. We want this to be thoroughly investigated, and some of you don't know that this is Sajid Baloch's disappearance and Karima Baloch's disappearance. This is the modus operandi for a lot of governments from the country where we belong, because this also happened many years ago in 2006 to another activist called Samira Munir, who was also brought into Pakistani consulate in Norway, and she was reprimanded for her work for women's rights in Norway. And then she was killed, but her death was also called suicide. She was supposed to be jumped in front of the train. Why is it that people who raise a voice against injustice, then they mysteriously disappear and then their dead body comes forth? So our demand is not to the country of origin, but to her country where she seeks refuge. And our demand, this is why we're standing in front of Canadian consulate, because we want Canadian government to do a thorough investigation, Toronto police to do a thorough investigation and look for causes. There is no mystery here. She disappeared. She was given threats and then she disappeared. So we are demanding justice. We want justice. And we also know that silence is complicit. If we remain silent, why are we standing here in cold weather? All of us have other things to do, but we are here because if we stay silent, then we are being complicit with the oppressor. We are all activists. We raise voice against injustice, and we are seeing this injustice, this life lost so early. This life lost must be, there must be redemption. We must seek justice, and we are asking Canadian authorities to do a thorough investigation.